Hello again, welcome back everyone. Liquorhound here with you. Thank you for joining me for another spirit review video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dos Maderas line of rums coming to us from Spain. Now, kinda. Now, I'm not going to say it's fully Spanish rum in the sense that they are actually sourcing Caribbean rum for this finishing process done in Spain. Now, they source 5-year-old rum from Barbados and Guyana, so it's distilled there, aged for 5 years there. And then they ship that over to the William and Humbert's bodegas in Spain, where they are known for aging very mature sherry wine. They take those sherry wines, in this case the Dos Cortados, Palo Cortado sherry that is 20-year-old, dump it out, and then they refill that sherry cask with that 5-year-old Caribbean rum, give it 3 years of maturation, and this is what you get. This rich golden hue, 5+3, 8-year-old rum. Now from there, they take this rum, they bottle some, as we see here. This is about a $30-$35 bottle, but they do mature some of this an additional 2 years in Pedro Ximénez casks that held 20-year-old Pedro Ximénez sherry. So that's what we have here. Look at that color. Wow, that is dark. For 2 years additional aging, you went from this to this. So we're going to see what they nose, what they taste like, and which one I actually prefer. Now let's start with the 8-year-old 5+3 Palo Cortado casks. On the nice, very nicely balanced between the traditional Caribbean rum aromas that I would want to find there and the sherry influence. I'm getting the nice rich molasses, a little bit of dunder on the nose. Dunder is simply the spent molasses and some of the yeast left over after the distillation process that they actually use to kickstart the next batch of fresh molasses and fermented yeast. It's kind of like the sour mash process in the bourbon world, where they take some of that spent grain after the one distillation and add it to the next. It kickstarts the yeast, but it also maintains a very nice flavor profile through batch to batch to batch. That's what I find on this one on the nose. Some of that dunder, some orange peel on here as well. Caramel, vanilla, little cinnamon, a little allspice, a little clove. And as far as the sherried fruits, they don't feel as heavy as some sherries would. I'm actually still finding a nice balance between some of those red fruits and the really nice punch of that Caribbean rum here on the 5+3. Now the 5+5, let's see what we nose here. Ooh, much sweeter on the nose. I am losing some of the barrel aspects and some of the Caribbean rum aspects that I found so bright here. That little bit of punch, you're losing that here because it's getting enveloped in this really rich, sweet sherry. Still finding the molasses, but it right up on top is just those rich red fruits from the sherry. Red plums, raspberries, cherries. Underneath that, I am still getting the dried fruits as well. Some of those apricots and dried figs. Hint of prune as well. On the nose, as on spice, I'm finding a little bit of cinnamon, a little more clove, and a little more orange peel on this guy. Really nice. It just smells richer, smells sweeter, but you've lost some of that rum aspect here. Okay. Alright, to the taste, let's see if that follows through. On the palate, medium viscosity, fairly soft entry, not too warm, not too hot. Okay, I did find, it enters with that really nice caramel of vanilla. As it ramps up on that mid palate, I'm starting to get, that's where you're starting to find the fruits. Wow. And that being the dried fruits, again with the plums, the dates, the golden raisins, just a hint of the raisins. It's like that little bit of that grape aspect from the sherry wine. Coming through as it rolls over on the top and going into the finish. That's where I'm finding the spices, being a little bit of cinnamon, the little touch of allspice, some clove, also a hint of alcohol on the finish. because right after you get after that spice swell right there in the mid palate, you start rolling over and you start finding the oak coming through. Some of the barrel char is coming through on this one. And just that, like I said, a little hint of the alcohol there as well in the finish. I'm not going to really fault it too much for that. I think what's happening up front is so nicely done with the rich balance between that Caribbean rum and the sherry influence. It not dominating at all. It's actually still feeling a little Caribbean rum heavy. And then you get that little bit of alcohol, but it's very, very nicely done. Just the right amount of rum punch coming through on that finish with that oak character. The finish, medium finish, not too sweet, not too dry. Really, really nicely balanced rum there. For $30, $35, I think that's an excellent sipping rum. Let's go ahead and see what the additional 2 years of PX sherry maturation has done here. Wow. Right away. Oh, wow. Right away. PX sherry is automatically going to be a very, very sweet sherry. This one, I like the way it has lent the sweetness and the silkiness to the palate that this one did not have. Wow, golly. This one is very, very silky, very rich feeling. It feels like a Solera rum where it's 25-year-old rums being blended in. It has that feel of like Ranza Kappa or Zaya where it's on the sweeter profile, but also lending that silkiness to the palate. As it enters, creamy, just rich with molasses, caramel, vanilla coming through. As we hit the mid palate, the red fruits are pouring on, cherries, raspberries. Think more dried though, think more dried fruits, because it's that sherry feel. And then also some orange peel, almost an orange liqueur coming on as we roll over into the finish. I have lost that barrel char that I found here. I've lost the dunder that I have felt on this one. All that has been replaced by the richness of the sherry. I'm still finding the molasses base running throughout on the underneath the sherry, so that's what ties that rum in throughout. But it definitely is a sweeter style of rum. So if you like more navel style rums like the Pussers or Goslings, then this would be more your style. If you like the Zaccapas and the Zayas, this is the way to go. I'm not going to find a fault in either one of them. I think they're both spectacular. It's not too sweet. It just, to me, it's perfectly balanced amount of sweetness with the palate. It just made it feel so silky on that one. On the spices on this one, you're getting a lot more clove, a little less of that cinnamon, definitely no heat or burn or no alcohol finding on the finish of this one. It's very rich throughout, very full rum for only $40, $45. I think that's a tremendous buy. To me, I don't know which one I'd pick because on some days I'd want to feel more of that rum bite, and on others I'd want more of that mature Grand Marnier type feel. Kind of like, what does that remind me of? What is that one? Let me look. Pirate. The Pirate Cask 23. That's a $250 rum that has a lot of orange liqueur, like Grand Marnier feel to it. That's what that one has going on, mixed in with that sherry. Very, very nice for only $40, $45. So again, I'm not going to fault either one of them. If you're more of an Appleton person, go this route. But again, hope you enjoyed this video. Everybody have a great evening, and cheers.